All right, here we are, second edition of Bootstraps and Blueprints. You kind of like the name
That's
with
cool.
this.
Yeah.
We're going to start off. We're so excited. When you talk about passion, you talk about love. I've love for these three people and multiple people. It's kind of hard. We're going to talk all things wind energy with this. And really what we're doing is we're talking about students that have gone on into the workforce, not one yet, but two of them that have gone into the workforce, excelled in those success stories. And that's what we're going to highlight a lot of these times on these stories. We started off with Mr. Holt, but this is really should have been the kickoff more than anything.
Shots fired.
Halloween edition, right?
Yeah.
I mean, love these three people, so excited. I might geek out at times, and my passion is probably going to come through with this. And we're starting off with something that we know at High Plains, and that's wind energy, really, when it comes down to it. So I'm going to start with you, Ike. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Talk a little bit about your journey and what you're doing now.
Yeah, so Ike McVicker, I think it was the first class.
Yes.
Long time ago.
You still look young, though, man.
I
Look
know.
at you.
Yeah, receding hairline, that's okay.
That's called marriage
Yeah.
and fatherhood, though.
Right,
Good job.
and then people are calling me sir,
I'm just trying to be polite.
He is so polite. But yeah, I think I was the first class, which is amazing. Had no idea what I was going to do outside of high school. And Karen Roach,
Yes.
my mother-in-law, told me about the class. And I think so this was like early 2012, I think.
Wow.
Beginning of the year. And yeah, like it's changed my life. And I owe you a lot of thanks. I know that you're a humble guy, but thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But,
Yes.
But thank you for everything.
Yeah.
Building my resume as a young man, I had no idea what to do, and like so grateful for High Plains. So, but yeah, I went through the first class, and we had to move for my first job in wind, like yourself. We moved to Elk City, not that far away. Loved it. And then a job came open with Clearway.
Way to represent.
Right?
Good job, yeah.
Just a quick plug, Clearway. So this job came open, or a technician job came open like in 2013, early 2013. And I interviewed for that job on my 20th birthday.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
That is.
I'm 32 now. Am I like way older than you guys?
No,
Okay.
not too much.
Okay.
Yeah, Sam, yes.
9 years.
I'm way
that's not
older
even
than
that.
everybody, so let's be real.
Yeah, it's just it's funny, but yeah. So I've been with the same company for over 12 years, and I've started taking college classes. I've had great benefits, as we all will in the wind industry, which is insane as a young person coming out of high school to have like benefits and retirement. Like it's
Adulting.
amazing. It's adulting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just like super grateful for what High Plains and you have done. So
And you are elevating yourself within the company as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you're big proud, and we'll get to that,
Yeah.
a little bit as well. But when you talk about someone that was driven, someone that did it the right way, man, it was Ike McVicker.
thank you.
And you're a Woodward kid as well. So, and what's your background? What was your family's background? Is also, I'm just want to put that out there a little bit. So.
Shout out oil and gas.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Once again, these two industries kind of work together. Father, your older brother. And I'm going to say this. I thought Ike was the older one because he's more mature than you, Ian.
I hope Ian listens to this. I hope
we're gonna
Ian
make
listens
him.
to this. Yeah.
But Ike is definitely. You were so mature at a young age, and hats off to you. Your success is because of you.
Thank you.
With things. I mean, and
Thank you.
kudos to that. So
I appreciate that.
And mother-in-law guiding
And
you in the right
mother-in-law,
direction.
Karen Roach, shout
and
out.
what did your older brother decide to do not too long ago as well?
I'm so thankful to announce that Ian McVicker has entered the wind industry.
There you go.
It was years ago. But I've been trying as his little brother to tell him how great it was. And you don't always listen to your little siblings, right? So
Without a doubt. All right, Sam the man. We kind of been on the Sam train, it seems like, with the wind industry, with the wind class right now. Sam is a current wind student, but introduce yourself, Sam.
Hello, I'm Samuel Bentz. I was born and raised here. I was just kind of hanging out now.
Yeah.
Really excited for the wind program. You want to?
And you've been in the WIN program, started in July, and here we are at the end of October.
It's just flown by, really.
It really kind of has. Job offer?
Yes, sir. I've been next Air Energy. I'll be going to White Hills, Arizona. I'll be going to
White Hills?
yeah. It's just a couple hours south of Vegas. I'm very
Okay,
excited
nice.
for that.
Yeah.
Is there more to say about that?
Yeah,
No?
that's a lot of trouble for me.
As a travel technician?
Yes, sir.
right?
I'll be traveling for 4 weeks, and then I'll be there for 1 week.
Okay, awesome.
Nice.
Corinne, so happy to, it's kind of, when I look at people I'm going to have on here, it was very difficult to narrow it down, but Woodward, current student, and Woodward right now, so that's why it was easy, and there's so many other people that we could have had, but with these three, I'm very excited, and we kind of control Corinne's schedule a little bit right now as well, but Corinne, introduce yourself and kind of your journey and when you entered into the class.
Okay. My name is Corinne Alvarez. I currently work for High Plains. I think about 7 years ago is whenever I took the class. Got hired on with Nextera. I didn't have to relocate though, so I got lucky, I guess. Traveled for the first 2.5 years. Didn't really enjoy traveling for wind. Became a site tech at Sealing. And then,
Ceiling's a big site, right?
yes.
Huge
So
site.
it was like
Gigantic.
176, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And left right before Repower, right?
Yeah, I left right before Repower. But
Yeah.
winter was coming, and I was like, I have to go. This
Yeah.
opened
So
up.
sorry about
Yeah.
the timing.
And when we saw Corinne's name come across, we're like, "Pff, there we are. And
Yeah.
been here over a year now,
Yeah,
right?
over a year.
So, and those that don't know, Corinne is a certified bad mother jammer. I mean, she is legit. I don't want to go run with her. I don't want to go run exercise with her. Because you tell a little bit about that. You're a runner and fitness stuff and competition and
Yeah, so I've competed in 3 bodybuilding shows.
Yeah.
Ran my first half marathon in April. About a month ago, I got the opportunity to run Hood to Coast Relay, so I ran a little over 15 miles in Oregon. That was really fun. Yeah,
that
I
sounds
just-
so much fun.
Yeah. Running along the coast in Oregon.
And I know Ike's like Mr. Jiu-Jitsu, and Sam tries to ball, but I think I can ball even 52 more than he can. But so I'm excited. So we're gonna get along with these things and go from there. So this is kind of for you two. What is your favorite memory and takeaway from your time at High Plains, Corinne?
Favorite memory and takeaway. I'd say favorite memory was just getting close with all of my classmates.
Okay.
And I still reach out to them and talk to them. So
So cool,
yeah, it is really cool. It's such a small world.
especially wind,
It really
especially
is.
Oklahoma. Yeah.
Yeah. I think takeaway. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't.
But the
come back.
camaraderie,
Yeah,
yeah. Honestly, this class is very close as well. It kind of, is akin to your class, in my opinion, also. And what's a little bit different is it kind of your class, in my opinion, is where we started that transition of more local people. Ike, the OG here, the middle G and the new G, but Ike, the OG, really, we had a lot of people that were out of state and out of our community. Mm-hmm. It kind of is funny how that transition has occurred and that change has occurred. But Ike, what's your favorite memory and takeaway from your time here at High Plains?
Oh my gosh. Memory. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's gone and revamped now.
It's so different, isn't it?
Yeah, we were doing climb rescues in the snow
Yes.
outside, right?
Oh my gosh.
Which like
I know,
can
look at
imagine-
you
I can
two, like,
imagine
what?
doing that.
yeah, that was fun though.
Yeah.
like looking back. But yeah, I think I got stuck on the ladder. We had a ladder inside, like one ladder inside,
Yes.
and I got stuck on that thing, just trying to figure out where to put my hooks, and stuff like that was fun. We had some characters in the class that made it fun. Al, lots of great stories.
Wow.
Shout out Al.
No question. Al
Right?
Levine, wherever you are, look us up.
I would love to know where
I
he's
know.
at.
I totally agree.
Yeah. And takeaways, like, I kind of feel like I never really left in a weird way because we're talking to the classes. We're at least in my previous role a few months ago with Clearway at the sites, almost everyone that worked at the sites came from High Plains. So it's,
So when you were making those decisions, I'm going to, you transitioned into that. I'm going to transition into that as well. When you're making those hiring decisions and you're looking for students, what made you want to get some High Plains students as well?
Well, everyone knows about high planes in the industry, and I don't think a lot of people would know that on the outside. But people know about high planes. Woodward's on the map, and like the thought process is, we want people that are serious about getting into the industry. And if you drop what you're doing and take a class like this at High Plains, that alone tells us that you're serious, at least in my opinion. And yeah, I'm a little bit biased, I guess.
There we go.
Right? Yeah. So, I mean, you know what you're going to get. You cover electrical, mechanical, torquing, troubleshooting, safety. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think the site I used to work at, those two projects, I think that, they're great people, but they went through High Plains, that combination, and they're local. So
that's cool.
Is awesome.
And I love it because when we talk about products that we're putting out there and things that we've done, two shining examples, as well as, shout out to Jack Day, Bronson Ellis starting this program. Shout out to those guys, really, and transitioning and changing, like you said. And honestly, Mr. Hughes and the board, because you went from having to go outside and be outside in that climb tower, and it really was not conducive to training, to the building that we have now, right after you left, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how we've evolved ever more so with our training that we've done for those people in the field now.
For
has
sure.
probably evolved even our wind class also, and helped Jack also with those. So
For sure.
all right, looking back, what skill and lesson from class ended up being the most valuable thing once you started working? I'll go with you first, Ike.
Oh man,
look,
I
you
was
were really
hoping
thinking. I know, I can tell.
the most valuable
Because
thing.
you're speaking to Sam kind of, and those that are in the class in the future. And I want to also, I think we're speaking to some of these parents, some of these kids don't have a direction, that are looking at that direction also with things. But what do you think with that? See, I gave you more time to think.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I think the technical side of things, if I could pick something, was probably be troubleshooting.
Yep.
Because that relates to so much in life. There's lots of home projects that you could do yourself, or at least have an idea of what's happening. But I would say, like, outside of the technical side, being a young person, I had zero skills. I would show up, but like I think it's like you guys would help us build our resume. You'd bring in these great companies and we'd interview, and like that's what I needed. That's what I really needed to get my foot in the door. So,
it's funny though. What else this is when life was a little bit different when he first took the class. What was one thing that you took upon yourself that a lot of people don't know this? I knew this. I witnessed it. And when I witnessed it, I was like, Ike McVicker is going to go places. But what would you also do as well?
Are you talking about the NEATS manual?
Well, no, when you would get in the car and you would go to sites before, now you couldn't do anything, right? But you would get in the car and go to sites, correct?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah. I did a lot of stuff that I really feel like I just did what people told me. Like I took their advice, like Jack. And that's where I thought you were going with that, because when Jack was in the Navy,
yes,
he told me that the Navy gives those electricians the NEATS manual. And it tells you what electricity is, but down to like the atomic level, which is like crazy, right? I read that manual before school because I was afraid that I wouldn't know, So yeah.
All right, future, that's what you have to do.
Read the NEATS
and then you
manual.
get on Jack's good list, I guess, apparently, with things. So, Corinne, what skill and lesson from class ended up being the most valuable to you when you entered into the industry?
I have to agree with Ike on like skills when it comes to like troubleshooting. That simulator that Jack has, and we have to go and like actually troubleshoot. It really is like that out there, because he was like, most of the time it's just going to be like a wire that's not landed correctly, and what do you know, it was.
And it's funny because Jack really is so good at harping based upon, within a former site lead, former Navy guy. He's so good at harping on this is what you need to do and what the students can look into and knowing what's going to be out in the field. He was so good at that. I mean, he still so is. So, yeah. All right, Sam, finally, You're nervous now.
Sam the
questions,
man.
questions
Scared.
coming to you. You were like, I'm going to just sit back and chill. But here you go. What's been the most challenging or rewarding part so far for you in the class? Since you were, these two they've old and forgotten, with things. You're still young. Actually, you're not. You guys are pretty similar in age. Because how old were you when you went through the class, Corinne?
I was 20, and
Okay.
whenever I went to Iowa for boot camp for next year, I turned 21.
Okay, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what a time. No, okay. So what do you think's been the most challenging and rewarding for you so far?
Showing up every day has been really rewarding for me, I believe. But showing up so early in the morning has been very challenging for me since I love to stay up late and play my game with my friends. But one of the most rewarding things is like just the skills we get and all the camaraderie we have in the class. It's like I've built lifelong relationships with these guys. I really feel like that.
And continue that on. It's so cool to hear Corinne say that she has, but they didn't have technology based and, a lot of people different paths when Ike was there, but continue that on because I always say to everybody, find a mentor. And your mentors can even be someone your own age to bounce things off of because sometimes that's better than you don't want to listen to us older people, or younger people in Ike's case with his brother, but that's cool.
That's right.
Because this class is so close. We
hang out
haven't
all
had
the-
much,
all the time, every
when
week
you're
at least.
together 8 hours a day, 20 weeks, 5 days a week, it can get a little bit, wait until you get into you're into the simulator room, are you?
No, sir. We start that next week. I believe.
Yeah, see, look,
The
they're
week
both
after
smiling,
next.
going,
We're
this is
going-
where you're going to find out what it's about. So, yeah. This is for you.
Okay.
Girl, dad, proud. And I'm always going to go there with things because even when we're recruiting, when we're talking about things, it is very important to me because non-traditional routes, I love that. And that's why, we've had other shining examples. You were definitely one of those. We've had people that have gone on with that have really, the list is so long with that. I don't want to name drop people because then I'll forget people.
Yeah.
But Corinne, you are so strong in this. But what was it being a woman in a field that's mostly male dominated, especially at the beginning of work? Any advice to other women about wanting that same path?
Yeah, definitely. It was very intimidating, I'm not going to lie. But I kind of just kept my head down and proved that I belonged there just as much as they
There
did.
you go.
So that's really all you have to do because you're going to have people that are doubting you and people that are going to make you do extra stuff just to prove that you belong there. So, just do it and prove them wrong.
Because you're one of those. You're a little bit built like me.
Yeah.
You want to prove people wrong a lot, though,
Yeah.
don't you? Yeah.
They'd be like, why don't you do this? And I was like, fine, I will.
And the industry has changed dramatically because in the beginning it was, especially when you were probably entering into it, but it's more accepting and a lot better. And that's what I will say, that has changed because I've always said, father of 3 daughters, I don't know, 2 of mine probably couldn't do the job. One of them probably could. But attention to detail, the troubleshooting aspect, you guys are a lot better. Women are a lot better at that than a lot of men with things. But, and I'm glad that it's been embraced. But, yeah. And you've probably seen that as well, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool. And hit her up. Future, moms, any women that want, we can get you in touch with Corinne, and we can get you in touch with a lot of people out there.
Definitely.
So,
I have a soft spot whenever I have female students.
there you
so.
go. Because
Yeah, because I didn't have anyone to ask questions to, so it's kind of nice to.
And we do have a female in the class now. We've the most we've had is 3, which is we realized even number is probably better because of rescuing at times, but most we've had is 3. You were the only one. We had other.
Yeah, one more.
Yeah.
I didn't get to rescue her though. Jack said no.
So, yeah.
He's like, you guys can't rescue
Where's
each other.
Jack at? It's 7. It's
Well,
early.
it's teaching class
Yeah.
right now. Sam's ahead of the curve, so that's why we got
yeah.
Sam down there.
Gotcha.
With things. So I'm going to ask this to you two, and then I'm going to bounce back to Sam with something. But I'm going to go with you first, Corinne, on this one.
Okay.
Funniest or strangest thing you've seen from the top of a nacelle?
Strangest thing.
Or funniest?
I'd probably go with so I was at a site in Texas, okay? And there is a site not too far, but you could see their turbines from ours or the site that I was at. And I peeked my head out, and I just saw smoke coming from one, and I was like, I was like, I don't think that's right.
That's not normal.
Yeah.
Because, everybody, but probably what's the coolest thing about on top of a nacelle? The views.
Oh yeah, definitely views. I worked an hour from Colorado Springs,
Okay.
and so I had a view of the mountains every single day while I was there, and it was beautiful.
That's cool.
We're moving just north of Colorado Springs.
Yep.
Ooh,
In a
okay.
few
I know
weeks.
we're losing Ike, climbing the corporate ladder. We're losing a wonderful family, by the way.
Thank you.
Not just Ike. Ike's a big piece of that, but he's a small piece as well. But so Ike? What about you? Funniest or strangest thing that you've seen?
The funniest thing is like I've done a lot of dumb stuff by accident. I think one funny thing to make fun of myself is at the first site I worked at, we're doing a generator alignment. And you basically have these bottle jacks and you're lifting up the generator and you're using lasers to make sure it's all aligned, right? So we do the gen alignment, and I'm pretty proud of myself because I'm a young man that learned to do this and was the only one at the site at the time that knew how to do this. So we align this generator, we get all green lights, like the values look great, and so we're starting to pack up all of our tools. And we start sending them down. And I'm just by the hoist, I'm sending my tools down, and I'm just, looking around, and I'm realizing that I still have the generator propped up with the jacks.
Oh no.
I never bolted it down. So, who knows what would have happened, right? Turn that sucker on, and
Yeah.
But nothing did happen.
no, right? I caught it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Safety,
like the
Sam.
safety. Yeah. But yeah, if I can make fun of myself, that's like a pretty funny story I like to tell.
That's cool. What's the prettiest view you've seen? Because I know you've traveled as well.
Oh my gosh, the Washington and Oregon border, the gorge.
Ooh.
So like from Portland, like east an hour, 2 hours, it is insane. You're elevated. You have the Columbia River. Beautiful.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Early morning or late at night? Because those are two different views as well.
Late at night.
Okay. All right.
That's my vote.
What about you, Corinne?
Early morning for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, those views are totally different. And I think a lot of people go, well, why do you live in Oklahoma? It's flat. But woo! You ever seen the sunrise and sunset out in northwest Oklahoma or western
beautiful.
side of the state?
Yeah.
It's different, isn't it?
Beautiful.
For sure.
So
it
yeah.
is.
Okay. What advice would you give Sam about breaking into the industry and earning respect quickly?
I think knowledge is power. I love that quote, and I think that helped me. I was young, and we all face challenges starting out. But I mean, the important thing is you went through the class. You know how to use a multimeter. You know how to protect yourself. Like that alone is going to give you a huge step up. And like what she was saying, just be really confident. Like you have all the reason in the world to be confident. So that's what I would tell Sam, is to be confident.
And we're working on that,
Yeah.
aren't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
Getting
Sure.
a lot better, Sam.
Yes, sir.
So, Corinne, what would be your advice with that?
I'm going to have to agree with all of that, and just, going out to the field, it's not going to be all like sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, there you go. For sure.
And you're going to see a lot of stuff that isn't right. So if you see something, say something, and just don't get pressured into doing something you're not comfortable with.
Sam, I told you I'd bounce back to you, so you pressure's really on now with things. I want you to explain a little bit of your why and where you found in the WIN program so far. They're old enough to have forgotten it, but explain your why.
Yeah. Okay. I went to college for a little bit, and that didn't really work out. And then I got in a little bit of trouble. And then, funny story is, I tried college again after that, and that also didn't work out. And I was just really lost. And then I moved back home a couple months ago, and then a bunch of my buddies have been doing this right out of high school. So, I mean, I was just trying to try that. And then my sister sent me, like, why don't you apply for this? I was like, of course. Why not? A bunch of my friends have done it. And then it's just like a huge opportunity. And then getting accepted from Jack is just a really big really big weight. It lifted off my shoulders. I was so excited for it, and it can't come fast enough for it to end. I'm just really excited for all this.
And it's funny because, Ike, when you went through, we weren't in the process, but we did interviews when you went through, correct?
Yes, yeah.
So we didn't have to, that's the other thing. We didn't do interviews. We didn't have to. We were just taking
I
people.
felt pressure still. Like, am I going to get in,
Right?
But, here we are doing interviews at times. It's not the right fit. People will come back and people will go through. But, and you've heard Ike talk about life-changing. You've heard Corinne talk about life-changing. And I know you're going to be on that same path as well, Sam. And
Yes, sir.
That's why I'm proud of you. And I want to point out, he says he got in a little bit of trouble. He's still employable, still going to be employable, nothing bad with things. But it speaks to his character. And what Corinne said, what I said, proving people wrong.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of that in you,
Yes, sir.
too. Yeah.
It's myself mostly. It's because I just want to see that I can do it because where I've come from.
And guess what? And you can, and
Yes,
you
sir.
will.
I will.
And
Yeah.
it's on your shoulders, and you got some mentors here, and Jack forever as well. So,
Yes, sir.
Sure.
all right, you two. I'll start with you this time. If you could go back and talk to yourself before starting the program, what would you say?
I sold a truck to pay for it. I would have went to the bank instead and kept that truck. Right.
Have you looked up? Do you know you sold the truck too?
Oh yeah, he's around town, and it's
Do you weep a little bit when you see it?
I don't see it a whole lot.
Okay.
It's like a specialty truck, but as it was like my life back then. I loved that truck, but yeah, that's
Okay.
like one thing I would
All
say.
right. Okay. Graham, what about you?
I think going in to the class, I just still was very unsure of everything because I was just like, oh, I'm just going to go for it, see what happens. I probably would have told myself that a lot was going to happen.
Yeah.
It opens up so many doors, especially with like a company like NextEra. You could go to solar if you wanted to. You're going to be right down the road from Vegas. Like,
Stay away.
it's, yeah.
Wow,
I've never been. I have to try
Sam.
once.
Stay away. Don't get any of that per diem check in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Wind is such a small community. Like I was just telling
Great point.
Ike, I had one of his old coworkers in my class like last week. So you make a lot of really good connections, and it really opens up a lot of doors for you. So
And remember that always. It is a small industry. Word travels fast. So
it really does.
Yeah. And I pointed out earlier with Ike, who else from your family went through the WIN program?
My brother, yeah, he's actually with NextEra.
Yeah.
So we're
And
both
he came in
Wind.
after you, correct?
Yep,
Yeah, that's
he
what I thought
came-
because he saw what you were doing.
Yeah.
Same thing there. But
Actu-
little brother,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There we
So-
go. Yeah.
This is for all three of you. What does being a WIN tech mean to you personally, Corinne?
Tell Sam to go first.
Well, I will. How about that? You're fresh into it. What does it mean for you? Because you're not in it, but guess what? Finish line.
Yeah,
You're
it's
seeing
just
it. You
right
got
up
the
here,
job
yeah,
offer.
pulling it
None of that senioritis now.
No, sir.
We've seen that before. We don't want to go down that road. But what does a WIN tech mean to you personally?
This is like a career. Like this is something I've been wanting for like forever. It feels like, but like it's just a big career. It's a big opportunity. Everybody's been telling me that. Everybody's saying that this means a lot, and it should. I believe that.
Okay. All right, Ike. Because you're not.
Yeah.
Do you even climb anymore? Since you're such a big time guy.
Yeah. When your team is so good, they don't need you anymore. So, yeah, I think it feels like you're part of, like Wintex in general. They seem very resourceful. They're great troubleshooters. You're part of a group that's like, we all know what it feels like once you are a WinTech, what it feels like to fail and be humbled troubleshooting when it's like 12 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And the turbine's cold because it hasn't been running, and so like it's a humbling experience. It's very cool. You're a part of it. When you're around and about in the world and you see other WIN techs or WIN people, like you have so much to talk about.
That's
So-
cool. It is a community for sure, without a doubt. So yeah.
Yeah. I don't have just one.
Well, I mean,
word
you
for
know, I
it,
think
like-
something that's cool with both of you two. I mean, I didn't realize the connection until, you know, really this morning. Slow learner, you know, that old age really creeping in. But what it's done for your families too, you know, with
Yeah.
things is pretty amazing also,
Yeah.
wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, because were you on site with your brother?
So we both traveled together or not together,
Ooh,
but we were
yeah.
on the
Okay,
traveling team,
okay.
and then our home site was sealing. So I'd see if they wouldn't let us work together, but I'd see them like
Yeah,
at the O&M and stuff like that.
that's
yeah.
cool. But, you know, it's just, I would say it is a community, and it always will be as well. And making a difference, guess what? During COVID, what did you do? What did you do? Right? What did you do?
I was still traveling. I was still working.
There you go.
It didn't slow down
Yeah.
one bit.
We're still
Yeah.
making that
Essential.
power.
right?
Essential. Yeah.
And the one thing we're always going to need, you know, we love oil and gas, we love solar, we love wind. One thing we're always going to need more of, energy. We can become more and more energy dependent with things and essential job function. So, all right, we're going to end with something. Well, we're not going to end yet, but we're going to end with one last question. There'll be something fun. It is Halloween time, rocking the Jason Voorhees and the Michael Myers socks, you know. Favorite Halloween movie, Sam? Better be careful, remember.
Does that have to be Halloween or can it be a scary movie?
Okay, it can be a scary movie.
Like the original, like 1978 Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my favorite. Scary movie of
Okay,
all
that's
time.
definitely a Halloween type movie without a doubt.
It's so scary.
Okay.
I love it.
Favorite scary movie?
Do you consider The Nightmare Before Christmas a Christmas movie or a Halloween
That's a Halloween movie. for
Wow.
sure.
Okay,
That's
that's a good question.
Wow.
What do you consider? It's you.
I consider it Halloween.
Okay, all right. We'll roll with that. So is that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it really that scary though?
No.
It's a little
not very-
freaky. I would
Yeah,
say
it's
it's like
a
It
little-
can be. All right.
it's,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
it's interesting. I would
Okay.
say.
All right.
You know, Shelby watches and rewatches all those 90s scary
Yeah,
movies.
That's why
so
Shelby and I get along so
yes,
well.
yes.
Does she impart it upon your kids?
Not
No, they're still a little young.
The costumes, yes.
Okay.
Right. She has like a 90s cell phone and costume like that. But yeah, shout out Shelby. She watches those all the time, even when it's not Halloween.
I do too.
Right.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's something. It's probably because of her mother. You know, being
Yeah,
a
true.
child of the '80s a
Yeah.
little bit with things as well. So.
100%.
This is where we flip the script a little bit because I've put you guys on the hot seat also. And I'll let you choose one of these questions and you can ask me because guess what? It's time for me
Wow.
to do so as
I
well.
love
So-
this.
All right, okay. Who wants to go first?
I'll pick.
All right.
Sam.
And then pass it to Ike and then we'll give it to Corinne and you ask me the question.
I'm just gonna pick a random.
Yep, that's the best way.
I'm going to be strategic.
What is one of your
with
favorite
this.
topic of conversation?
Ooh, topic of conversation. Depends on my audience more than anything. I can always rock with sports. I always rock with Oklahoma State University with things. Yeah, see, there we go. Honestly, the thing that probably is my favorite topic is here we are doing this student-led with things as student success and High Plains Technology Center. I feel like I've got a little bit of a different path, and I'm seeing that. And I don't know if I can stop talking about it enough. You talk about a purpose-driven life. I feel that, and I have felt that the last 15 years. And it goes all the way back to Ike. I mean, I'm not joking when I say things. That probably started the passion with that first class with this and ignited to see what we started this program with and where we are now, honestly. So, yeah, love that question.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
It's a tearjerker.
Oh, way to go. Come on.
What is the time you learned something from a failure?
Woo. Well, if you ask my wife.
Do you fail? I
Yeah.
mean-
I was going to say, you know my wife.
Yeah.
You ask her this question, the list goes on and on and on and on. Man, I was at college as well. It took me 6 years to graduate, Sam, when we talk about things. And that's not with a master's. That's with multiple classes. I was a failure of not knowing what I wanted to do. And if anybody harkens back to the episode I did with Barkley, it's probably, I think, one of the worst things that we can do is saying to a young person, hey, 18 years old, you're going to figure it out and you're going to stick, and this is what you're going to do the rest of your life. Probably finding a direction for a long time was probably that, and I still fail every day. And I if you're not learning from your failures, are you trying?
Yeah.
And I push hard. My wife pushes me very hard, as you well know. My wife is a go-getter with that as well. But it's okay. And if we're not failing, we're not trying, and we're not pushing. And I think that's why I fail every day. I failed during this podcast, probably. Some people have like, oh, I'm tuning it out. We're only talking about wind energy. We're talking about student success, people. So, okay. Yeah. Corinne's probably excited about this more than anything. I said on the interview panel when we hired you, so you haven't,
Payback.
Yeah, real big paybacks here. So, yeah.
All right. How would you like to be remembered?
Well, my wife. No, I go back.
We
to
could
that
ask
time.
her.
I know, yeah. As a friend, as someone that has impacted a little bit of their community, impacted a little bit of their surroundings, and impacted anybody that they possibly can. I live by the mantra, be the one,
That's cool.
because nobody knows what anybody's going through, right? And if you can be that person to smile to them that day, say, hey, how you doing? Things good. Wanting to be that person that can help somebody. And because everybody's struggling. Everybody's struggling at different times. I mean, and I want to be that friend, and I want to be that light, and I want to have an impact on Oklahoma. I want to have an impact on all these counties that surround Woodward County, Beaver County, Harper County, Ellis County, Dewey County.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
But that's what I want, and that's what that purpose driven. And I love your guys' generation. I think you guys get it more than old people get it, because you're in wind, you're making an impact as well. That's the cool thing. And as a supervisor, as an instructor, as a soon-to-be wind technician, you're making an impact and you're making a difference. And I'm proud of all three of you. And like I say, you always, one thing I said, High Plains, you're going to be a part of High Plains Technology Center. High Plains Technology Center is going to be a part of you too. You represent us. And that's why we do the interview process. That's why we go through those things. And just looking at the successes that everybody's had, as well as 500 other people, is probably the most inspiring thing, and the thing that'll continuously motivate us as we go forward for these things. We've seen success with WIN program, CDL, CNA, LPN. We want to create more successes and more avenues, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. Sam getting ready to enter in, and now you guys aren't the golden children anymore. I've got Sam to push. I've got, 13, 14 other people to push and to be proud of. And so what we built here as a community at High Plains Technology Center, Ms. Meyer involved, the three students learning this is just inspiring.
Yeah.
And if you're not inspired by these things, get out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great question.
Yep.
Okay. All right. We'll see you in a month. Thanks for joining into this podcast, Bootstraps and Blueprints. Boom. We got the sign now, so we're way legit.
Nice.
And we'll go on. It'll be tough to top this. Kudos to all three of you. Much love, and we're always here for you.
Sure, thank you.
Thanks for having us.